This is a Swift Challenger 564, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you've got your gas bottle tie down with your gas valve on top, so you've got anti-clockwise to turn the gas on and clockwise to turn the gas supply off. On the bulkhead you've got the gas regulator, which obviously connected via this pipe here to the bottle itself. You do need to change this pipe every 5 years, and there is a manufacturer date on the side here of when the pipe was manufactured. Coming down the side of the van, you've got your heating and hot water flue, very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe, and below that you've got your wind down leg on either side at the front to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. You've then got your water pump connection, which very simply pulls out the side of the van. Very tight, but you pull it out, pull the blue trigger and pull it out, and then you have to make sure the pickup pipe is fully submerged in the water in the barrel on the side of the van here. You've then got your mains power lead coming in from the power on site and your 110 amp leisure battery on board the caravan. Have got quick release terminals on top, so you just need to push these up to release them from the battery. Do advise during the winter you try and leave the battery on a trickle charge. Two fridge vents, very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. We always say to leave these uncovered when the heating system is running, when the fridge system is running, as if not it builds up too much heat in the back of the fridge. The next thing we've got is the motor mover and the wheel nuts. We'll torque the wheel nuts before the caravan leaves site, and we'll also demonstrate the motor mover and walk you through how that works. A little bit further down the side of the van, you've got your two grey waste pipes, and they are very simply there to allow the waste water out of the caravan. So the fresh water that goes in the front has to come out somewhere once it's been through the sinks and the shower, and they'll come out these two drains here. It's got a cap on one of them, the other one hasn't got a cap on, but I'd advise you leave them open at all times anyway. At the back of the van here you've got your toilet flush tank, so you'll open this up and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. And then in the bottom you've got your toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette you've got your orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the back of the van on either side, you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the caravan. Coming down the door side of the caravan, you've got a 3-pin socket, so you've got power out to your awning, just in here, and a 12-volt supply. Storage locker for underneath the single rear bed on this side. And then when you've got the heating on this particular caravan, you can open this flap up and it'll allow the heat to come out into the awning. Coming onto the inside of the caravan now. Above the door, as you walk in, you've got your main control panel for the caravan, so you've got power on, just here. Got an indicator, so we've got mains power coming from the post on the outside of the caravan to the caravan itself. Then if you connect it to the car, you'll have an orange light on the car and a green light on the caravan. If you've got all three lights lit up, then you do need to make sure you either disconnect the mains power or the 12-volt power from the car. Leisure battery voltage, if you press this button on the left-hand side here, will tell you how much battery voltage you've got on board the van. When it is connected to mains power, you will notice it goes all the way around to 14. That is because the charger is kicked in and that is the rate it's charging the battery at. Vehicle battery voltage, if you connect it to the car, it will tell you how much power is coming from the car to the caravan. Got your water pump just below here, and I'll come back to this in a moment. And you've got your view levels, which like I said tells you the levels of the batteries on board the battery on board the caravan or the car itself. The first thing you need to do when you come into the caravan is fill the water system up. So you're going to open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system. And then you're going to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side. You're going to need to make sure the yellow valve that you see down here is parallel with the floor as it is at the moment. To drain the water system down, you push the valve upright so it points towards the bottom of the seat. So with that water system full, and once you've got that valve shut, you can turn the water pump on here, just above the door. Green light indicates the pump is running. And once the water system is full, and you've got water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, you can shut all of the taps back off. So that is your water system full. At that point, you can come over and start using your heating and hot water on board the caravan. So this control panel above the door will allow you to do that. I'm just going to wait for the camera to clear up slightly. Do apologise, it's a bit dark on the screen there. Turn the control panel on with the power button here on the bottom left hand side. The first option you come to is your room temperature. So you've either got minus, by pressing down, or up, you can set the temperature to a higher temperature, all the way up to 30 degrees. The next power source you have, or the next button you have, is the power source you want to use for your heating and hot water. So hit the power button option here, and you either got 5 amp, 230 volts, 230 volt 8 amp, gas powered, so it'll run solely on the gas bottle, 230 volt 4 amp and gas at the same time, or 230 volt and gas 8 amp at the same time. So select the power source you want, so 230 4 amp for instance. So turn the heating back down and set that. Sorry, to set the temperature you will need to press the set button in the center here, so we'll go room temperature and set. As you see now it's saying 5 degrees. So you select the power source you want, you can just use the arrows up and down. We're only on mains at the moment, so I'm not going to try and connect it to gas or try and ignite it on gas. Then you've got your option to run your hot water, so you go to hot water option, and you've either got off, so you've got the off option at the top here, hot water off. We come to the bottom and press set, and then you've got your hot water turned on. Water temperature will then warm up to 60 degrees, and that also works for if you're showering on board the caravan, so it works as a boost at the same time. Power button for the fridge, turn the fridge on. Mains for the fridge on this option just here. As you can see, press and hold the grey button and you'll be able to change the power source either to 12 volt, which is for when you're towing the fridge caravan down the road, and you press the grey button to set it. Gas mode, which again you press the central button for, and it will set the gas option. We're just going to set it on mains for now. So hit the grey button, and then you can select the temperature of the fridge, minus or plus on the 2 arrows left to right here. Again, set the temperature, hit the grey button, and the fridge will start operating on mains power and the full amount of cold it can be. It will actually dull this screen down so it saves power. However, the little green indicator light here will indicate the fridge is working on mains power. If it fails to ignite on gas, the fridge will actually start flashing a red light here, and it will start flashing the control panel here if it fails to ignite on gas for any reason. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work like your household appliances. Please do just remember the 240 electric ring will only work if you are connected to mains power. I'm just going to show you the roof fan on this particular caravan, a little bit different to some vans. So you can operate it off the buttons on the front here, power on, etc. here. I'm just going to show you from the controller though. Power on, and it'll open up the roof hatch. Inhale is the option to bring air into the caravan. So you'll notice it lights up on the screen there, and every time you press inhale up to 4, it will pick up the fan speed. Press stop, and it will stop the fan, as you can see here. If you want to blow the air out of the caravan, again, 4 options, and that will extract air from the caravan. Has got a rain lock. To be honest, we don't particularly trust these things, as they don't always work in the way they're supposed to. I'm just going to turn that off for a second. Timing, you can set a timer for it, and I'd imagine there's probably some instructions in the book pack. If not, you would have to search the make and model of this fan device in the roof. It's not a standard fit to the caravan, so it isn't something I've got much information about. I'm just going to leave that on so when you come into the van it's got a bit of cool air blowing around in here. Coming into the bathroom now, and the last thing we're going to go through on this particular caravan is the toilet system. You have an electric flush on the toilet here, so you press the button to flush the toilet. Toilet full indicator light, which will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself actually turns for your convenience, as you can see here. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from the side of the van, you need to make sure this toilet is pointing straight on as it is now. Then below the toilet you've got the waste flap. You need to push this to the right hand side to allow the waste into the toilet cassette itself. And when you're not using the toilet, we advise you have it back in the central position, so it allows you to remove the toilet waste cassette, and it will also stop any smells from the cassette coming up inside the van. So that's your new caravan. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks very much. Bye bye.